All right, so let's take a minute or two to go over painting technique for paper products like foam core and cardboard. So you're going to want to use a latex or acrylic-based paint as opposed to an oil-based paint. Acrylic-based paints are water-based, and they're going to be a lot friendlier to the materials that we're going to be working with. I'd also recommend using a flat finish as opposed to a glossy finish, because flat finishes will hide imperfections in the surface a little bit better. And so your models will be a little bit more flattering. Okay, so let's take a look at a few different example models. So what I've got here are, this is cardboard with a flat finish. So you can see that it's nice and plain. Oops, a little flyaway there. This is cardboard with a glossier finish. And so you can kind of see the reflections, and there's a little bit of surface imperfections that you can see pretty easily. Same thing for foam core. Here's foam core. Flat finish, pretty plain, looks good. And then we have the glossy finish. You can see a little bit of stroking in there, but there's not too bad, and there's a bit of shininess. Okay, so let's go over the procedure for doing some painting. I'm going to get these little examples out of the way. And I've got some scrap paper here. And so we're going to go over just painting technique for something like foam core. An example piece. So I've got this paint can opener. I'll go ahead and get that out of the way. And the first thing you're going to want to do is stir up your paint. So you can see I've got my piece of scrap wood. I've already used this to stir this paint up, but I'm going to stir it up again. You're just going to want to make sure that it's stirred thoroughly. Get all the way down to the bottom. If you don't have a piece of scrap wood, usually when you buy the paint, the hardware store or wherever you went will have mixing sticks available. All right, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way without making too big a mess. And what I've got here is just a little inexpensive foam brush for applying the paint. So we'll just go ahead and dip that in. And we're going to apply it to the foam core in just some nice even strokes. Now you want to pay attention not to get the foam core too wet. The same goes for cardboard, because when the paper gets too wet, as it dries, it can tend to warp. And you don't want that. So I'm just using some quick, nice even strokes. And as you can see, some of that white is still kind of shining through. So what you're going to want to do is let this coat of paint completely dry, and then use the same technique to apply another coat of paint. And that will start to get rid of more and more of the white, and you'll get a nice even black finish. So those are the techniques for painting paper products like foam core and cardboard.